Hey guys, I have absolutely no idea how this quality will turn out as I am on a MacBook Pro 13-inch laptop, which is not one of their better laptops. Anyways, this was kind of a funny game, mainly because of the ending being extremely funny. So I am going to record this for you guys and yeah, see if my poor laptop can record anything reasonable. And we're just going to watch the kind of a little faster speed, just because most of it wasn't that great. Anyways, down here we have Garlink. This is a gold-silver placement match, I do believe. Garlink, the Protoss player on Alhano or something like that. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Putting down the pylon here, signaling wants to go for a forge fast expand. Not sure why you had the second probe follow for the scout instead of just using the probe that was building the pylon scout. But whatever, we have SgBondja up here in the top left corner, and he will be the Zerg player in this match. It is Protoss versus Zerg. Overstating novice. Anyways, I'm not sure if he built the pool because he wanted to be aggressive early, or if it's because he did see that scout coming in and said, screw it, there's no way I'm getting that down with the scout in my base, type of deal. Anyways, here we see him trying to, probe's trying to block that, and so he's having to bring the other drone just as he's hitting 300 minerals, so it really wasn't delayed by a ton, but it was delayed just a tiny bit. And the Protoss player, of course, expanding a little bit earlier than I'm used to expanding myself, 3-minute mark. Usually it's closer to like 3:20 mark is what I find. But, you know, yeah. But, that's the big difference. I like to build this pylon. I like to use more chrono boost, and I like to build this pylon before I throw down the Nexus. May or may not be better, but I think it is a little better just to get those couple early workers out faster. But hard to say for certain. Anyways, here we see interesting choice of how to wall off. This isn't kind of the best layout, but it's pretty, but you know, it'll do, I guess, especially if he's not all in rush. But you know, usually you don't want to put the cannon actually as part of your wall whenever possible, and this is one of those maps where it's small enough. You could put a pylon here with the cannon behind it or something else like that to leave one gap, or you could put your cybernetics core here, you put your gateway here, and you end up putting your cannon in behind, so it's perfectly guarded, and you just have a big opening until you can get your cybernetics core up here beside your gateway. Of course, you take the risk of losing that cybernetics core if they do something crazy. Anyways, if we look at the income tab quickly, our Zerg player managing to finally catch up to the Protoss player, and as we see though, he's putting down a Baneling nest pretty fast, so this means he definitely wants to be pretty aggressive if the Baneling nest is going down this early, and also it explains why he has not taken the third base yet, as usually a Zerg player would have taken the third base a while ago. We see +1 armor coming, whoa, armor, +1 blades, +1 attack coming for the Protoss. Yes, our attack is in our armor. Ha ha ha, we have double upgrades at the same time, you suckers. And as we can see, as with most fast expanding Protoss players, they really get, you know, like the production facilities, you don't have a ton really early on. You're counting on that cannon and surprisingly late sentry there. But yeah, you kind of count on, you know, just, you want to be as greedy as possible. You want to save off on building too many units right away and then just suddenly pump out a ton of production buildings and suddenly get your army and hope that they haven't attacked you by that point is kind of the hope. Although he's actually a little bit later behind than I would like to be in terms of having those production facilities. Usually by now I would have a little bit more out, and you can see his money definitely showing that he didn't start those early enough. But interestingly enough, we have a ton of Banelings, 24 Morphians play. This is going to be an absolute massive Baneling bust. And I just want to go into Garlink's camera view because this is kind of pretty awesome. Wow, kind of, yeah, it's kind of pretty awesome. So he's using his observer to scout around for this army. And yeah, there we go, a ton of sentries warp in, I guess. Yeah, he just, oh man, look at that beautiful, beautiful, keeping most of those Banelings out. And now this part is just insane. We still have 22 Banelings on the field. Boom! Just took out 5 for 2 zealots. And, oh my god, like he lost like, okay, yeah, he ended up losing some, you know, some workers to Banelings, but basically he lost like 7 army units or 6 army units to 24 Banelings. But he did lose all of his workers, which is absolutely, absolutely horrible. Whoa. No, control. There we go. And if we go this one, the workers killed insane amounts. But the funny thing is, it's not really the Banelings that killed the workers, it was just normal Zerglings rushing in. And yeah, so what is he going to do now? He's getting plus ground weapons level 2. He's getting, I like this, a warp prism might be able to do some interesting drop, keep him in the game, and blink. But one of the biggest problems that he faces right now is I don't know how recently he scouted that, but I'm pretty sure it was not recently. So he doesn't actually know his opponent still hasn't taken the third, that he's still got a decent chance in this game. His opponent finally just throwing down the third now, the Zerg SgBondja or something. And he's also got the Roach Warren on the way, wherever that is. No, Roach Warren is finished and the roaches are pumping out. My mistake. But he does have a macro hatch going down. As you can see, he has an insane amount of minerals right now. Because he just, I don't know. And we'll see if this push can do anything. But without any sentries, I really don't see this push being super effective. As it's, you just can't do this. He does not have blink yet and he does not have sentries. You need one of the two guaranteed. And that Immortal was shooting down some zealots. Huge waste. Until it finally started shooting roaches. But yeah, our Protoss player just kind of put himself a little bit behind on that battle when, you know, either wait for that blink or have some sentries in your army. Something, if he had some sentries and he force fielded this ramp when just a few of the roaches were through, oh, that would have been beautiful. He would have had a much easier time cleaning off all those Zerglings while taking less damage. And the Warp Prism actually being used as a pylon for reinforcements, not even warping units in. I would love to have seen him just, you know, go here, 4 zealots into the base while his main army is attacking in the front. Something distraction play would be great. But of course, also forgetting to wait for his zealots to get in front of the stalkers. Easy mistake to do, but not the best choice. As yeah, the amount of extra damage your stalkers take is not good. As you want your stalkers alive as much as possible, because really they're the ones going to deal all the damage. Because your zealots, they can be very cost effective if they can melee what they're trying to attack, but most of the time they can't melee. So we see finally ground weapons level 2 almost done, and he totally seems to forget he has blink. Not really using any blink micro to keep his stalkers alive, which is too bad, because that definitely would have been very useful for him, and it could have potentially changed the pace of the game if he had a real strong micro. And really hasn't been doing a great job remacking up. He did for a little bit, but now he's kind of cut that off. And too bad to see that, but, you know, that's kind of how it happens, and he's just streaming in units to their death. It's hard to say if he's making any real progress, as he is preventing, you know, there's no mining going on at this base, but the Zerg still has a healthy bank. That's the biggest problem, almost 1,000 of each minerals, and now his unit composition not the best, still forgetting he has blink, which is a major downfall. And yeah, so, you know, he just doesn't have the economy to keep up, though. He's going to have to be a lot more cost efficient, and as we can see, he kind of has been, but not by enough. And we'll see what happens now, as if he can get some of these Zerglings for free, that will definitely help. Anything for free will definitely help. And still, that War Prism could just drop in 4 Zealots, be a huge distraction. He has the vision, I do believe. Yes, he still has the Observer, he has the vision. He could see where the army is, see if it's safe for his force to go in or not. And here he is going for this hatchery, but can he make it before the reinforcements come in? Oh, can he kill it? Not that there's much mining going on there, but it'd be awesome if he could. And he is definitely able to finish that off. That is a huge win for him. But at the same time, massive counterattack of Zerglings that I totally wasn't paying attention to. Crap. Wow, that sucks for him. And oh, this is really bad. 4 Zerglings can do a ton of damage to a mineral line. We see 2 probes go down, maybe 3. So not as many as I expected, especially since they were wounded, a couple of those Zerglings. But, you know, still got a couple knocking away here. And he's really trying to get whatever army he can. But if we look at the army tab here, still kind of dead even. And without sentries and without blink micro, the Protoss army will lose. Pretty much guaranteed. And we see the Spire's just about done. And if those Mutalisks come out before he can make this big attack, and oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, this is an all-in to the extreme. He's brought absolutely every single probe he can, and he's just going to see if he can all-in the Zerg. But these Mutalisks, if they pop in time, there's no chance in hell. And also, that's quite a few roaches in very good positioning. Small choke here on the high ground. Definitely have the advantage. But definitely this time it's good that the Zealots are in the front, and especially the probes are in the front. And he's doing what he can, but it's just not enough. Too many of the Stalkers in the back, not able to attack. Not microing his units. Really should have blinked right up here, and he might have had a chance. But look at this. The Stalker's stuck on the Mutalisks while all of his probes are dying. Oh, this is turning out real bad. And there we go. The Roach is coming in, and with absolutely no blink micro, these Stalkers will die instantly. But wait, the game's not over yet, so don't click away, because this is kind of my favorite part. It's kind of corny, but it's pretty awesome. So, with his last couple of stalkers, he loads them up into the warp prism. And charge! 2 stalkers in a warp prism. And a 7 Mutalisks are going to pop real soon, so he's kind of effed either way. But he just wanted to have a little bit of fun, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to have a little bit of fun. And look at this sick micro, picking up those stalkers, but there's Mutalisks, so he's effed either way. And there's the game, ladies and gentlemen.